everybody. This is Kirsty Lois from Dostoevsky in Space, and my Booktube buddy, Victoria, from Musical Bookworm.
Hello.
This is an original tag that I was like, I want to do something fun with Victoria and kind of give other people a chance to make good memories with their Booktube friends. And we have some questions that I will be asking Victoria. And then on her channel, she's going to give the questions back to me, and that'll be a video for her channel. And if you do this tag, you can both do the questions, or you can just talk about it in one video for one channel. You can like decide whatever you want to do there. So let's do it. So Victoria, what kind of genres, what kind of books do you like to read?
I think I'm still very strongly a classics reader. Classics and fantasy are my top two. That's been pretty consistent for like my whole life, I feel like. Even as like a young adolescent, I was like reading classics and stuff. But I do like to branch out to other stuff too. Like I'm really enjoying a contemporary book right now, literary fiction on occasion. What else? Contemporary romance, I've enjoyed a few of those. I wouldn't consider myself like well read in some of those genres, and I'm not like a well read contemporary reader, I would say, but I do enjoy a contemporary novel from time to time. And then nonfiction, I wish I read more nonfiction, but I do really love nonfiction. It's just, it always is like such a lesser part of my reading, but I wish it wasn't, but it happens that way because I think I'm just more drawn to fiction.
Do you think your preferences have changed over the course of your time on Booktube?
Yes and no. I feel like I am still kind of the same reader in some ways that I was before Booktube, but I think what Booktube has done for me is made me more adventurous in trying other stuff and has got me interested in trying other stuff, even if I haven't tried it all yet. Like, for example, I really want to get more into like try some cozy mysteries because they just look like fun, but I still have yet to pick one up. So I think what Booktube has done is it's like planted the seed of like I want to try some other things. I haven't followed through on all of those things yet, but I'm going to. I still have my default genres that I would go to that I've always gone to.
I noticed in a recent video you were talking about, should I mood read more? Should I allow that more? And I was like, do it.
Yeah, because I was a lot happier when I was doing that last month than I've been in a while. And I think just because like my reading year has been really up and down, mostly down.
Oh yeah.
Especially like at the beginning of the year, like the first half of the year, I just wasn't enjoying anything. And so it was just this vicious cycle of like not wanting to read and wanting to do other stuff because what I was picking up, just nothing was really working. And I think it was just like unlucky decisions, just unlucky reading decisions. But the second half of the year has definitely gotten better with that.
Yay. What kind of videos do you enjoy making?
I mean, I make the normal booktube stuff mostly, and then occasionally I have really enjoyed going out of the box when I have gone out of the box. Like I've done some music stuff, some like Stormlight Archives original compositions, and then some not original stuff either, but just like putting together a video that is musically inclined. Like I did a Lord of the Rings theme one. Like those were fun because they are not like typical booktube content. A booktube video that I enjoyed making was it was like what classical composers would read or something like that, and like I went through different classical composers and like suggested books to them, and that was like so like an off the wall kind of kind of video that like not very many people watched, and it doesn't appeal to like a wide range of people obviously, but like I really liked making that kind of thing because it appealed to my niches. So I have enjoyed making some niche content, but mostly I'm a TBR wrap up kind of person. And vlogs. I enjoy making reading vlogs, even if they don't get very many views either. They're probably like my lesser viewed videos, but I like doing reading vlogs because they're just more organic to make, and like I don't feel like I'm sitting in front of a camera and like in a more like professional way. Not that my booktube channel is professional, it's not at all. It's not, and it was never supposed to be. But vlogs are kind of fun too because I get to like look back on like my life at that time. Those are some of my favorites to look back on because I'll be like, oh, what was I doing a year ago, and then I'll see like bits of my life and kind of what was going on. I'm like, oh yeah, like that's where I was. And it's kind of fun to see how things change as well.
Yeah. It's so slice of life, which is it's just so comfortable. It's like watching your friend going about her daily life, you know. I love that.
Yeah, I love watching vlogs. I know not everybody does, but I like watching other people's vlogs.
What is your process for gathering your thoughts on a book?
It depends for me, like what context I'm reading the book in. If I'm going to have a discussion on it, like a readathon or something, and there's going to be like a live stream discussion, I will usually take notes of some kind, but I don't like to write in my books. I just have an aversion to making notes actually in books, and I don't really like the clunkiness of post-its either. I know you do some annotating with post-its, but
Yeah.
I don't like to have something like, I don't know, like separate that I have to like manipulate, and like I just want to read. I just want to read
Mhm.
the book. If I'm not reading something for an event or a discussion, I I just read and I don't take any notes. So the problem with that is though that I do forget stuff. And then I'm trying to talk about a book and I'm like, what happened? Or like, how did I feel about it? So what I try to do now is like, whether or not I took notes while I was reading it, I write a review like right away on Goodreads. And I don't always do that, or sometimes it'll be a really short review and it'll just like encapsulate like what I felt like at the end of the book. But at least that gives me like a point of reference to be like, okay, that's how I felt right after reading the book. And then my thoughts sometimes change like with some time passing that,
Mhm.
but at least then I know like that was my initial impression, because that matters. I think
Yeah.
like how a book impacted you initially, even if like you change your mind later, and that fire kind of burns out. I'm sure like everybody's kind of experienced that, where like you loved a book once you finished it and it was the best book ever, and then like a few weeks later you're kind of like, oh yeah, like yeah, I guess I like that book. You kind of like die down the excitement a bit. So yeah.
Yes.
So for me it kind of depends on what I'm reading the book for.
That makes sense. That's a very like practical way of doing it. How much work do I have to put into this?
Yeah.
What is a bookish goal of yours?
Oh, this one was kind of tricky, but I think I have an answer. I don't think I've ever read an entire canon of work from any one author. And part of that is because I like to read something like totally different from what I just finished. Like I just like to be an omnivore, and so I'm not like a binge reader kind of person where like I only read this series for, 8 months and then I finished it and then that's all I read for 8 months. Like,
Hmm.
I don't know if I've ever really binged a series before or like binge read one author. So
We
what
force
that's
you to during Stormalong. That's not your
that
norm.
was unusual for me to like read a series and not have a break between. That
Mm.
was like one of the only times I've done that in my life. But it was a good experience, and with those books I think it was really important to do because there's just so much happens. I'm already trying to figure out like how am I going to reread the Stormlight Archives before the next book comes out. But I'm like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to. But I naturally like to bounce around between things. So what happens is I don't ever like stick to one author. So I don't really have an author where I've read that author's entire canon. So I would like to have like a few authors that I can say like, yes, I've read everything from those authors, and like it doesn't even necessarily matter like who they are. I just want to be able to to do that and be like, yes, I have read every single like C.S. Lewis book. Like that is one author that I would like to read everything from, because I've read a lot of C.S. Lewis. What do you think? Is there anyone else? Well, I'm trying to do the Dickens read along that Katie is hosting from Books and Things, I think is her channel. And I was like, oh yeah, I really want to read all of Dickens. Like it would be really cool to have a classics author that I've read everything from. So we'll see how that goes, considering I'm very behind on the Pickwick Papers right now, but it's probably gonna take me another month at least to finish that one. But I'm gonna try to stick with her read along.
What other hobbies do you have?
So I have my pets. I have my son. Those are not really hobbies as much as they are life responsibilities. But right now, it's all about like I have a new baby at home, and that's taking up all of my free time. But like it's in a good way. Like it's not like, ugh, I have to take care of a baby. It's we have so much joy in our new son. So got a little guy at home now, and I love animals. I have 2 dogs and a cat, and I would have more if my husband would let me. But the other thing that I do other than reading is music. Both music listening. I listen to music probably every day, I would say. And playing instruments. I play the flute, but it's sometimes hobby and sometimes career as well. So I feel like with music, it's sometimes like it depends on where it is, where it's falling. Like if I'm at work or if I'm at home, because I still consider music a hobby as well, but it's also my career.
Mm-hmm.
So there's kind of like a fuzzy line there.
Yeah.
But I do play violin for fun, but also for my job as well. But I take lessons more for me. So I play flute professionally. I studied that in college. I play violin for fun, but also for my job because I teach orchestra. So it's kind of for both. It's like hobby and job as well. And then piano, I also use at work. I play piano with my students all the time, but like I like to practice piano also on my own and try to like get better on my own skills as well. Because I teach beginning music mostly. So like I have my music skills that I use at work, and then I also like want to hone those skills more like as a professional but also as a hobby. So it's kind of like music falls in both of those categories for me.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like that's kind of it. I'm either doing something musical or reading. I do like video games, but I don't play them very often. But like I'll get really obsessed with like Animal Crossing for a while and then I'll only play that game, and then I won't play a game for like months or like a year, and then I'll get obsessed about some other game. So occasionally video games, but I wouldn't consider myself like a regular gamer by any means. But it does make an appearance in my hobbies from time to time. That's kind of it.
That's a very full life you're leading.
I honestly just can't decide like what I want to do most of the time, so I end up doing a little of everything.
So, what book have we both read, and do you think we had like similar opinions on it or different opinions on it?
We've read a lot at this point.
We really
I
have.
was like, I can't narrow it down. Well, I mean, the Stormlight Archives is definitely like probably the first buddy read we did. I don't think we buddy read before that. I think it was Stormlight Archives.
I can think of one, but it wasn't like a traditional buddy read where you talk all the way through because I didn't have you on any socials, and I don't think you had an Instagram.
I probably didn't. Yeah,
Because I remember when you created your Instagram, and I think it was after that. So
yeah. What was the book before Stormlight Archive?
I think it was Many Waters by Madeline L'Engle.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. I was rereading that series.
That's what you were doing when I first found your channel, and I was like, "Would you like to
Oh,
buddy read?" I instantly love you.
that's that's right.
I think that was my
I
first
remember now.
buddy read too on
Really?
Booktube. Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, I remember that too. I remember being like, oh my gosh, she's from California and she kind of looks like me.
Yeah. And we were both Christians. I was just like, ah, I'm hanging on to this girl. She's amazing.
Aw, back at you. But yeah, the Stormlight, I had forgotten about Many Waters, so you remind me of that. But Stormlight Archives, that read along, we got to know each other really well over that. And we both love the Stormlight Archives. I don't think we have different opinions on that one. I think we both just love it.
I think we've had different favorite books, but that was like the only difference. And did you like Adeline? I can't remember.
I don't know what I said at the time. I don't really remember if
I think it was Michael that I disagreed with strong, and maybe
so.
Ryan. Because I remember
that sounds right. I think it was Michael.
Yeah, I think so. Because he and Leslie started a whole movement, in support of that.
Yes, that's right. But then we've also read Crime and Punishment, and that was really fun. I like Crime and Punishment, but probably not as much as you like Crime and Punishment. And
Who does?
Brothers Karamazov was shortly after that as well, and I didn't love Brothers Karamazov, so we differ on Dostoevsky a bit.
Yes. Yeah, that seemed like not your favorite author that you would like habitually reread.
I still want to read more. I want to keep trying, but there's also like a time and a place. Like sometimes you just don't like a book at that time, and then you revisit it and you're like, what was I thinking? I love this book. So
it was a really busy time for you when we were reading both of those.
It was. Brothers Karamazov, I think I was especially like busy and stressed out about life. So I remember being like just not able to like fully like dive into that one as much as I needed to. So, and we're reading Name of the Rose now.
Yes.
And I don't know your full opinions on that yet because we haven't really talked about it.
What book recommendation oh my gosh, there's deer out.
Deer sighting, deer convention.
Deer convention. What book recommendation do you have for me?
So I was like, what am I gonna say? Because Christy's read everything. So I have a few options, so we'll stop on the one that you say you haven't read yet.
Okay.
But I couldn't remember if you have you read The Little White Horse?
Yes, I did read that.
Yeah. Okay, I was like on the fence. I was like, she might have read this one.
Yes.
But I felt like this book was a good representation of like you like a cozy read. Yes. Like you like a cozy, warm and fuzzy read.
Yes.
And so I felt like this would be a Christy read that she would like. Did you like this book?
Yeah, I really want to read more by her because I was so impressed by so many things about it. Yes. I think I would like her adult fiction even more.
Yes, same. I always wanted to continue with other stuff by her too. So we can do that someday.
Yes. Good choice.
Okay, so you've already read that one.
Yes.
And so I just finished The Mayor of Casterbridge today, which I know you've read. Yes. You've read Mayor of Casterbridge. So I was thinking about Thomas Hardy today, and I was like, I don't know if you've read Far from the Madding Crowd.
No, I have not. I think
I got one that you haven't read.
Yeah, I have it like somewhere around here. Yeah, I need to read more Hardy. You have read more Hardy than I have.
Only one more. Only this one.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Yeah, I've read just those two. But I think, what did you think of Hardy?
I liked it. I liked the writing style, and I was like gripped all the way through, and I enjoyed it all the way through, and the ending like broke my heart, but it's Hardy. What else is new?
Yeah, basically. I was reminded today how much I enjoy his writing after finishing Mayor of Casterbridge. So I was like, oh man, I really want to go back and reread this one. But I feel like you would like this one maybe more than Mayor of Casterbridge, possibly.
Okay. Well, now I'm excited.
Yes. So that's my book recommendation for you.
Thank you. That's a great recommendation.
Especially because it's Booktuber, so it's like I needed to do a Victorian novel.
Totally. That was very, very, very well timed. Okay, so I sent you some book mail, and that's our next thing.
Yes, you did.
We actually are exchanging book mail, but I will open my book mail on her channel video.
Yeah, I was sent a lovely card by Christy. I have not read it yet, so I don't think. Do you want me to read it out loud? I don't think you do.
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's kind of
But
a
yeah.
book.
But I have not read it yet, so I can read it later or I can read it now.
You can read it now. That's fine. I can
Okay.
speed it up.
Okay, you can play Jeopardy music while I read it.
I'll just watch the deer.
Yes, you can watch the deer frolic.
Yes.
Oh, oh, that's a good Bible verse too at the end
Yay.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, love Christy and Kevin.
Yes. Love from both of us.
Oh, thank you. That was really sweet. That's very sweet card. Thank you.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
I will put it on my mantle out in the front of my living room, but for now it'll go right here.
Perfect. Yay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. What is a booktube memory that you have of us together?
Oh man, so many memories. Well, I think a memory is coming to see you in person.
Yes.
I mean, I will never forget going to your neck of the woods, and even though you and I live in the same state, we might as well live in different states because we're on opposite ends of California. So
It's a very long
basically
state.
like, yeah, it's basically like a different state. But it was just so nice to come and see you and hang out with Kevin and
Yes.
spend time with you in person.
And we did
And
our live stream together in person.
that's right. Yes. Yeah, that was fun. Yeah, sitting there and being like, I'm in Christy's filming space. Like I'm in her video.
Yes.
That was just such a precious time, and it was something I wish we could go back and see you like right now. But yes, Booktube has brought me so many good friendships, and yours has been just such a blessing in my life, and to see you in person and hang out and be like you're just as amazing and even more amazing in person. I just wish we lived closer.
I know, me too. That was so special. I still can't believe that you are here. One day I will make it down to see you and meet Sandro.
That would be amazing.
Yes.
Hopefully someday.
I'm going to tag some people to do this tag. And in Victoria's video, she will tag some people to do this tag. So pretty much I would really love for anybody to do this because I really just love seeing friends having fun together. And I would love to learn about all of your friends, all of you who are watching. So really, anybody who wants to do this with a Booktube friend, please do it because that's really why I created this tag. I was just like, I want to see all the Booktube friendships that have happened because I think Booktube is a really special place and you can really meet really good friends here. So please do this if you're at all interested. I'll have the questions down below. And I had such a hard time choosing who to tag for this because I honestly, like I said, want to tag everybody. But and I considered tagging Kate from Kate Howe, but she pretty much already does this on her channel because she just does chats about cozy things with her friends. So that's why I didn't choose Kate. Otherwise I would have.
Yeah, that's true. She does. Yeah. She
Her
has her
channel's
own spin on the tag.
Yes. So I won't tag Kate, but Kate, if you want to do it, that would be great. So the people that I'm officially tagging is going to be Jennifer Brooks because I would really love to see who she chooses. She always just, I feel like all of the conversations on her channel are so interesting and Italy filled. And I just know that she would pick someone fun to do this with. And same reason for Tiffany from Beautiful Minutia because Tiffany is friends with like everybody. So Tiffany would have so many people to choose from, and I would love to see her chat with a good friend. So yes, Jennifer and Tiffany, please go follow them. I'll have them linked down below, and Kate as well. And thank you for watching this, and thank you for getting to know my friend Victoria.
Thanks for having me. You're like a guest on a game show or something.
Okay, well, we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.